Finish it. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring down the chi. Very good. Shake those legs. Stomp those feet. Very good. Let's go ahead and clap the hands once again. Get some heat into the hands. And I'll come up and we're going to be doing the energy work next. So let me bring my other chair to the front of the room. Get a little closer so you can see this a little better. Keep rubbing those hands if you can. All right, so take a hand out or a hand on the leg, and we're going to tap, tap, tap into the shoulder, palm up, down the front. Again, out to the side, and down the front. Once more. And down to the front. Clap those hands once again. Create some heat in here. All right, from here, outside on the other side. Here we go. Get into that shoulder. Usually always needs it. And down the front. And again, up the side of the body. A little bone-to-bone business here. Down the front. And one more time. Clap those hands. Rub, 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 rub. Now, I think I've done this in the back yoga class, but if not, we do this in the chair Tai Chi. It's the lymphatic drainage. So, we have the circulatory system with our blood, right? But, the doctor's always checking your neck to see, is it swollen? Your lymph glands are swollen. So we're going to do a little self-therapy here. So we find our collarbone, and we take our hands above and below the collarbone and just kind of stroke across the collarbone. Left side drains a little bit more into our systems in the right. You may find that you urinate more, and you may have a little sinus drainage when you go do this. You can also tap, tap, tap. This is called the Big Six lymphatic drainage. Let's do the other side. So again, above and below the collarbone. And you can also tap, tap, tap. You can also softly stroke above and below the collarbone. So there's several different ways to do this. I just kind of give you some good generic ways to do this. Now, if you can do the Spock hands, that's great. If you can't, it's fingers in front and in back of your ears. You make sure you get the jawline too, because we have a lot of lymph nodes in the jaw, in the neck. So bring it down the side of the neck, out behind the ear, in front of the ear, down that jawline a little bit. You can also do the front a little bit. Now, we're not digging. We're just doing the pads of the fingers. And then back there at the atlas point, at the back of the head, down the back of the neck to the shoulders. Very good. So you have to do these in this order. Collarbone, neck. Next is the armpit. So where the arm inserts into the armpit, take your hand and kind of squeeze. Lots of lymphs hang out there. And then take your fingers. You can kind of stroke into your armpit, or you can give it a good old slap, whatever you want to do here, yeah? With your thumb that's in front, it also massages your pectoral muscles, where again, there's lymph nodes hanging out there. All right, let's do the other side. Get into that, where that arm inserts into the arm, and just kind of squeeze, massage. Very good. And then you can either stroke the armpit or tap the armpit. You can also do a fist into the armpit. I didn't do that on the other side, but that's also another option. There's the Big Six, but there's also, if you tend to breathe more in the chest and you tend to have your body like going forward towards the floor, usually it's a tight diaphragm. So you find that little kind of curve at the bottom of the ribs, and you use your thumbs to kind of stroke down the diaphragm to kind of loosen tightness that might be happening there. I'm shrugging my shoulders up. I'm trying to relax my shoulders when I do this too. Sometimes it doesn't work. All right, the next major location is the navel center. So find the belly button. You can do fist or open hands. Pound at the navel center. Lots of lymph in this area too. And then if you want to do the hands, you can do the hands. You bring it out to the side of it. Bring it in. Now, similar to what we did with that, let me scoot back a little bit so you can see this. That sumo stomp, we brought a leg out and then the other. Where our leg inserts into our torso, there's a lot of lymph nodes in that iguanal crease. We call it slapping the quad. We use the sides of our hands to get into that area. So for women, typically, there's a breast cancer going on, and so they check for lymph nodes going in the armpit, pectorals, that area. And for men, prostate cancer, they check in this inguinal crease to see if there's, the cancer has moved to that. So we're trying to get rid of that toxic stuff that gets stored in there with movement. Very good. Now I'm going to bring my feet in, and let me scoot back a little bit more so you can see this. So back of the knee. So if you tend to have swelling in your feet, your roadblocks for that are the back of the knees. There are lots of lymph nodes in the back of the knees. So very carefully, you're going to stroke the back of the knees, because sometimes some people have Baker's cysts back here, so you don't want to be too vigorous. But if it feels okay, then you can take that arc of your hand and chop into the back of the knee for that lymphatic drainage. Very good. Go back to kind of stomping those feet, shaking those legs, wiggling side to side. Go ahead and do that wild goose qigong at the same time. Very nice. All right, now I'm going to come back to the front of the room to do our other types of work that we do. So next, let's do the tapping for the body systems. So the outside of the hands, it helps with lessening headaches and vertigo. So we tap. It's called pinky taps. Helps with headaches and vertigo. All right, and then we go to the inside of the hands. It helps with aiding digestion and nausea. So tap, tap, tap into there. And then, you can flip it. Go ahead and flip it. A little brain work there, because you're normally doing it one direction and you flip it. Yeah. Now we're going to go into the interwebs of the fingers. This helps with pains in the limbs. So you're going to tap. Be careful if you have rings, okay? Now, there's a finger that's on top. Switch it to where the other finger is on top. That usually messes with my brain when I do that. It's like, ah. Very good. So the next is, let me see, what is next? The wrists. Okay, so the wrists. So we do the cuppy hands on top of the hands. Tap, tap, tap. That's for pain in the neck and the limbs. Now we're not like whap, whap, whap. It's a soft tap. Also helps your veins to kind of pop out. Let's do the other one. So back of the hands. Oh, I forgot one. We're going to do that next. One for the cardiovascular system. All right, so here at the pulse points. Again, that's one of those cardiovascular acupressure areas in our bodies. And the next one is for back pain. Cupping the hands softly, gently on top of the wrist. And I got my bracelets here, but you get the idea. Yeah? Let's do the other one. Okay. And there's another one that we do that we add on to this. It's called the Thymus Thump. So you go from your collarbone back down about 2 to 3 inches, 2 fingers or 3, you thump your thymus. So once you have reached the age of 30, beyond that, we tend to lose the T cell productions in our body. So we need to have, we do this to stimulate the thymus to, increase our ability to fight off colds and flus. You can do both if you like. And there's something about, what is it? Do you all remember Tarzan and where he goes, well, the little vibrational noise in your chest increases your nitric oxide. So let's do that. I can just hear y'all. Very good. Clap those hands. Rub, rub, rub. And I'm checking our time here. We have a little bit more time to work on some stuff with the hands. So basically, I'm going to scoot back in my chair, hug my arms into the side of the body, and I have my thumbs pointed up. So my thumbs are way up, and I just bring them into the side of the fingers and up and down. This helps with trigger thumb, trigger finger. One side may be a little bit more spicy than the other. You may really notice that. Now take your thumb and bring it down to the bottom of the hand if you can, and up. Be kind, be gentle, be a little bit slower if you need to, okay? Very good. All right, so this is a sequence to lessen strokes. Bring back circulation back into the hands. Fingers on top, so we don't do like the flat hands. We do like the circles. And you press down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. Go back, down and up, down and up, down and up. Now finger on top of the thumb, flicking the fingers out. Again, here we go. Flick, flick. Be sweet to your body though. Don't do this if this is really hurting you. Do a lot less vigor, right? One more, all the way down to the pinkies. And all the way back. I just did my thumbs too. All right, next is the water pump. You can see it, my hand on top of my leg, and I'm having the wrist come off. Other hand on top of the hand, and I'm basically the wrist is up and down. So it gets kind of the underside, again, lymphatic drainage. You may hear some little snap, crackle, pops happens with the tops of the fingers. Very good. Let's do the other side, hand on top. Again, hand anchors, and the thumb just does its own thing here. Oop, I heard my finger pop there. Very good. Now something for trigger finger. You take your finger underneath where the knuckle is, place the hand down on the leg, and then just kind of lift that finger up. I don't know if you can see that. I'll put it over here so where you can see it. And down, do under on the knuckle, on that first knuckle, lift up and release. Again, lift up and release, and lift up and release. Let's do the other side. All right, so I'm going to go underneath and lift. I'm using the pad of my other finger to lift that finger up and release. Other one up and release. Finger up and release. Finger up and release. Also, thumbs into the thumb. Rub that thumb bed. Go to the finger. So you can do this, watching TV, in the passenger side of the car. Get some more circulation going on here. And then we do the other side. So here we go. Into the thumb, into the finger. Go on to the next one, and the next, and the last one. Spend a little bit more time, not when we're not in class, to do this. All right, shake those hands out, a little spinning of the wrist once again, and reverse. Very good. Now, once again, let's clap the hands, get some heat going on here. Get it into the fingers, move it into the fingers. Now let's tap our head. And bring it back. Very good. Sinking, settling into our chair. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Drop the chin towards the chest, either gazing at the floor or eyes closed. Let's just breathe in and out. From the very top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes. Just let everything just kind of be soft, relaxed, releasing into the floor. Try to hold less tension in the body as you are here. Just breathing in, belly out, and exhaling, belly towards your spine. From here, let's think about one thing that we're grateful for, or at least an idea of gratitude. Let's take whatever that is and bring it into our heart space, what we're grateful for today. Good. Then have your eyes look forward. Scoot right back up to the front of your chair. Once again, nice tall posture, feet into the floor. We're going to take that right fist, that's the sun, and that left palm that's the moon, and bow down to one another in respect. Thank you for taking chair Tai Chi with a splash of yoga here on Veterans Yoga Project. I'm going to stop the recording